Hello, welcome to the College Investor Audio Show. We are so honored that you are here with us today as we take a look at an article on thecollegeinvestor.com. Student loan IDR backlog drops to record low, but PSLF buyback issues remain. Let's take a look at that. First, just a quick reminder, yes, this article is at thecollegeinvestor.com, and there's all kinds of amazing stuff there. It's like a one-stop shop for all things finance, education, money, side hustles, ideas. It's amazing what you can find at thecollegeinvestor.com. Anytime you hear a podcast, you have a question about it, you want to dive deeper, you can find it there. You can also like us and follow us and all the things on social media. We're pretty much anywhere you are. Just type in the words The College Investor and you'll find us. We'd love to connect with you. So the Department of Education's income-driven repayment application backlog has dropped to its lowest point on record, according to a new court filing submitted on March 16th. We got the PDF file if you want to read it. That's wonderful. But that progress is overshadowed by continued delays on IDR loan forgiveness and a growing queue of public servants waiting for PSLF buyback decisions. The data comes from the latest status report filed in American Federation of Teachers versus U.S. Department of Education, which was, by the way, a federal lawsuit spearheaded by the teachers union that requires the department to provide monthly updates on its loan servicing operations. The IDR backlog continues to shrink. So that's the good news first. The department reported 576,000 plus pending IDR applications as of February 28th of 26. That is a decline since last month's report, the lowest figure reported in any filing since the court began requiring these disclosures. There was a high, you might remember, of 1.9 million back in April of 2025. So during February, the department received 243-ish thousand new applications and decided more than that, 329,000, meaning it processed about 85,000 more applications than it took in. That's good. And of those decisions, 296,000 were approved, 33,000 and change were denied. The shrinking backlog suggests the department is finally working through the massive pile of applications that accumulated during the SAVE plan litigation and related processing delays. And with the SAVE plan ending, and nearly 7 million borrowers going to need to switch plans in the coming months, this is a good sign indeed. However, PSLF buyback queue continues to grow. IDR backlog improving. Public service loan forgiveness buyback program moving in the wrong direction. The report from February 28th says there was an increase of 1,650 applications. There were over 4,100 new buyback applications, only 2,500 decided. It just continues to grow. That means the department processed fewer than half of its incoming buyback volume, virtually guaranteeing it's just going to keep going up, with roughly 88,000 applications pending, and the department deciding on 2,500. Borrowers in the queue face an estimated wait of nearly 3 years. These are public servants. We're talking teachers, firefighters, government workers who have already met their employment requirements and are just waiting on a bureaucratic process to literally pay the U.S. government money. On the brighter side, 16,000 plus normal PSLF discharges did go through during February, showing the regular PSLF itself is still functioning for borrowers whose applications have been fully processed. There are no new IDR discharges identified in February. The department also reported 0 planned discharges for IDR during February 2026, the second straight month with no forgiveness, under the income-based repayment, income contingent repayment, IBR, ICR, or pay-as-you-earn pay plans. The department runs discharge eligibility checks through the National Student Loan Data Service, NSLDS, every other month. The most recent check occurred in January, and those discharges processed in early March. So, while February data shows 0, borrowers did receive some forgiveness in early March from that January batch. The next eligibility batch is scheduled for later in March, after this status report's due date. Here's what this means for borrowers. All that said, all the numbers and all the things. So for borrowers needing to change repayment plans, the declining IDR backlog is encouraging. A faster processing timeline means borrowers get placed on the right plan sooner, which directly affects their monthly payment, right? The zero forgiveness streak in February data is misleading because of the way forgiveness is manually calculated. The early March discharges from the January batch and the upcoming March batch are actually going to provide a lot more clarity on whether the pipeline is actually moving. Okay, for PSLF buyback, the math is a little bit discouraging here. The backlog is growing, wait times getting longer, and with the latest court settlement, buyback may also be getting more expensive for borrowers. Borrowers thinking of PSLF buyback really need to assess whether it's worth it or not. And you can do that. Inside this article, we have a link you can follow at thecollegeinvestor.com. Just type in the words from the podcast into the search bar, and you'll totally find the article. You can also ask us questions. We'd love to point you in the right direction. Don't ask AI. We already know. We have articles explaining how AI has been misleading people on student loan processing. Don't go to AI to find your answers. Just come straight to the humans. Like us, follow us, and all the things on social media. Just search for the words The College Investor, and you'll find us. Humans connecting with humans. It's wonderful. And that is our show for today. We'll talk to you again real soon.